Hey, what's going on?
No hot water, only cold water.
Oh.
So this doesn't look good. Come check this out.
Okay. Let's see.
And the light's been on the whole time and the gas was left on last night.
Oh.
So, go figure that out.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
Something else.
Something else to deal with. Alright, let's go. And I learned something new that I didn't even know. And I'm going to share it with you guys on a quick fix on what to do. Hey everybody, welcome back to Why Wait. I'm Chris, and well, you just saw our situation this morning. Woke up, we had no hot water. We had water running, it just wasn't hot. And you may be saying, didn't I just see this video? Because we recently had another video just come out, and I'll put a link up to that, or you can check it out in the video description down below. And that problem was we had no water at all coming out of the faucet when you switched over to the hot water side. So that video was all about how to fix if you have no water at all coming out, and hopefully this video is going to be how to fix it if you have water coming out but it's not hot, it's not heating up. At least this is going to be one quick easy fix to troubleshoot. Now, as you saw inside my panel, our DSI light was on when I woke up this morning to go see what was going on, and that is the direct spark ignition for when you go to use propane on your water heater. So what's going to happen is that light is going to come on for a few seconds when you first flip the propane button on. And that's going to let you that it either ignited or it didn't. If the light goes off in a few seconds, you're good to go, you got flame, the propane's working and heating up the water. Well, most of the time we don't use propane to heat up our water, but sometimes we use both electric and propane. And this is a little tip or trick for some of you that don't know that, but if you want a faster recovery rate, you want to get your water a little bit hotter and you want it to recover quicker, say if you got 3 people taking a shower all in a row, we like to turn on the propane and electric so that the water heats up quicker and recovers quicker. The recovery rate is 6.1 gallons per hour if you're just using the electric element, but it's actually 16.2 gallons per hour if you're using the propane and electric. So you can see how much quicker you're going to reheat that water that's flowing into that tank. And that's just one of those reasons that we do that. And it's a little trick if you're going to be like doing dishes and taking showers all within, an hour or 2 hours of the same time, and you want to keep that hot water flowing. Now, one thing we always make sure to do is before bed and when we're done showering to shut that propane off and just keep it on electric. Well, sure enough, last night we forgot to do that because I woke up, we had no hot water. I went inside my panel there and I saw that the propane button was still left on and the DSI light was still left on, which usually never happens. So right away, I knew something was wrong, and I knew it wasn't a coincidence that the one time we left the propane running all night with the electric on as well, is the reason that we have no hot water. So I went to investigate, and I learned something new that I didn't even know. And I'm going to share it with you guys on a quick fix on what to do. And it involves coming out to your water heater out here, and we're going to take this panel off, and I'm going to show you. So pretty basic, guys. Pressure relief valve, anode water, electric heating element, on off switch, and never really paid attention to it, but right here, push to reset. 2 buttons. So what do those do and which is which? Well, let's open that up and break it down. We have 2 thermostats or switches on both sides behind this cover. The bottom 2 right here are your high temperature limit switches. The top are your ECO or emergency cutoff switches. The left side over here is going to be your AC or 120 volt electric side, and the right side is going to be your DC or 12 volt propane side. Now the bottom ones right here are your everyday basic thermostat. They're going to cut on and off daily as the water heater tank reaches its temperature of about 135 to 140 degrees. So that's what the bottom 2 switches are, your basic thermostats. Now the 2 top switches, your ECO emergency cutoff switches, it's basically a safety valve for when that water heater tank gets too hot. If it gets too hot, those are going to pop, and that's going to cut it off, sending a signal, hey, the tank is too hot, time to cut it off. And that's when those 2 reset buttons are going to pop out, depending on what side you're possibly using. Now this usually is about 180, 185 degrees when those two switches or one of them on the ECO is going to pop. And now if those ECOs for some reason don't work, those emergency cutoff switches also don't work, there's one last safe failed device, and that's the pop-off valve right up here. And if that tank gets to about 210 degrees, that is going to pop up, going to release some water, release some pressure, and basically prevent this thing from blowing up. So what was our problem? Well, we left the propane and electric on, which, as I told you guys earlier, heats it up quicker and it heats it up hotter. Well, we left it on all night. It's the first time we've ever left both running, so I can only assume that the tank just got too hot and the ECOs did their job. The emergency cutoff switches popped. So it cut it off, it stopped heating up the tank. Wake up in the morning, only cold water in the tank. It was a simple fix. I was able to come back here and just press the reset button. When you press the reset button, everything should sort of reset, and you may have to shut the water heater off and on again, and everything should start heating up. And a quick way to tell if it's working is to come back here, turn your propane on, see if it fires up, see if you get flame, and check that DSI light to see if the direct spark ignition has gone off and you're good to go. Now, if you've come out here, you've hit the reset buttons, and that still didn't work, it's a good chance that it's one of your thermostats have gone bad. Easy fix, cheap replacement. Get your multimeter out, check these for continuity, see if they're working. That could be a quick way to tell if, that's the problem. Now, if you came out here with your multimeter, you checked all the thermostats, they're all good, the reset buttons aren't working, you're still not getting hot water, well, it could be a multitude of different issues. It could be a bad heating element, it could be a bad switch right there on the on and off button, you could have loose wires, a few different things. And that's why I'm going to redirect you to another video from a channel called My RV Works. RV Tech right there. It's a great video. He goes over just about every single thing wrong with a water heater that you could ever want to know, fix, or replace. He goes into extreme depth. Really long video, but it's really good stuff if you're really trying to troubleshoot and you have a bigger problem than what I just went over here today. Guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. I hope this was a quick fix for you and this was your issue. And as always, we'll see you next week.